Here we are driving to Cape Liberty in New Jersey. We were driving north on the New Jersey Turnpike. We got off at exit 14. Now we're going to be headed over the Bayonne Bridge.
Which is a pretty big bridge, but it's very easy to get to the port off of the turnpike. It really is.
It's the first exit when you get off of exit 14. It's 14A. And as soon as you go through the toll, you're going to go to the left and it'll take you right into the port. We hit a lot of traffic this day.
We really did. That is the GPS, and we're a mile away from the port, and it's 45-minute drive. So we hit traffic like crazy. 2 out of the 3 times that we went out of Bayonne, Cape Liberty, cruise port, we had problems with traffic and waiting. The ships were late.
Yes, getting in both times. And we spoke with someone that works at the port, and both times there was a cargo ship in the berth that the ship was supposed to dock at. So the cargo ships left the port late, causing our ship to dock late, which then caused traffic to back up. And if you've ever driven in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, we're crazy drivers, so we can be a little bit reckless. You gotta, be very aggressive in order to get into the lane that you need to be in.
But this day, there were people walking to their Ubers or walking to find the people that were coming to pick them up. I mean, there was even a woman there with a walker walking down the street to their cars.
Right, because the Uber drivers or the Lyft drivers couldn't even get into the port. So probably some of this traffic is passengers trying to get onto the ship for the cruise that was leaving that day. And then some of it is drivers trying to pick up passengers that were disembarked from the ship for the previous week.
And then there's us, the people who are going on the cruise. And it's hard. You do not know, even with the apps that they have out there, there are a few apps that you can download to see where your ship is. But it's what are the apps, Kat?
So the apps are Vessel Finder, Ship Atlas, and Ship Finder. So they're all apps that will tell you where your ship is on any given day, but it'll tell you when it's due in port for embarkation and disembarkation, but it's only going to give you an estimated time, and it really doesn't give you any valuable information about delays in traffic trying to get to the ship.
And even on the Facebook groups, one of the Facebook groups had it that the ship was in port before we left, and it wasn't. So this is what we're dealing with here, and they have to clear the whole ship before
they can let the next sailing on. So we are still in line, and at the port, you can pull around, and this is similar to any other port that you'll leave from. You'll pull around and you'll pull into a space. They'll direct you into a space so that you can drop your luggage off, and the luggage can be taken onto the ship, and then all you have to do is bring your carry-on.
But the parking was nice. We could do it online. We didn't have to take care of anything else. You just download an app. You put your license plate in and where you're parked, and then boom, when you're done with the week, it charges you when you go out, and it was nice. But this traffic, 2 out of the 3 times, as I said earlier, it's a little bit hair-raising when you think, we didn't even get in till 12:30, I think. You even start registering and go through security.
Yeah, it was much later than we're used to. We're used to being on the ship by 11 o'clock in the morning, and we left fairly early. I think we picked our friends up at their house at 9 o'clock, and from where we live in central New Jersey to the port, it's only a 40 to 45 minute drive up the turnpike, so it's not that far. And we were leaving on a Saturday, so you really don't hit too much traffic going towards New York on a Saturday morning.
But our thing is just, you're on vacation, you're getting ready to get on a ship, so just relax. I mean, there's no sense in getting upset about it, but the thing is, just to let you know that this could happen to you and, be aware of it, because we were a little bit shocked.
We were, because the ride up on the turnpike was smooth sailing. No issues. We hit no traffic. We got off the exit. We thought, this is great, smooth sailing, because from the time you get off the exit when you get off at 14A, literally it's a 5-minute drive down the road to the terminal. And we sat in traffic for 45 minutes to almost an hour. So it's just a word of advice. This can happen, especially in the New York ports. We had left out of Brooklyn a few months earlier, and we didn't hit any traffic going into Brooklyn, although we did have an Uber driver. We decided to opt for an Uber driver to drive us into Brooklyn and drop us off. But honestly, I think the traffic was worse here in Bayonne than it was in Brooklyn. And it may just be the day that we were leaving.
Yes, and please, with the people who take your luggage, don't forget to tip them. They work very hard for their money.
They really do.
They move you in and out. They're very efficient. They're very nice. They just, here you go. They take your luggage, put it on the carts, because you already have your tags on your luggage. So, but they work very hard.
Yeah, make sure that you tip them accordingly.
And at this point, there's nobody getting on the ship. So once again, there's a huge line that is going to be going around the building, and that's it. And they did time-wise at that point too. If whatever time you were supposed to get on the ship, they would move the times back and forth.
And this is the worst part of it. Please don't be discouraged. We're not trying to complain about this. This is just par for the course with going on a cruise. And like Mike said, just relax. You're on vacation. You'll get on the ship. It's, not really a big deal.
Yeah, our thing is just being aware that it could happen.
Right.
Because, that's half the battle is, hey, we could have a problem because the ship was late coming in, that it could be that, you may be in a ton of traffic. But if everybody just smiles at each other and waves and lets everybody in and out, then we're good to go.
And just plan accordingly. I know on our last video when we were at the port, and this port was in Brooklyn, we had mentioned that, we didn't really hit any traffic, but when we got there and we were standing in line to check in to get on the cruise ship, we waited a long time in the terminal. So we didn't hit traffic to get there and get out of our car and get our luggage checked, but we waited a long time in the terminal before we could even get checked in and then get on the ship. So we had mentioned in that particular video leaving maybe an hour later. And we've got some comments that were, suggestive of don't leave later, because then you could hit traffic because it's a little bit later in the day. So really it is, you're gambling either way. do you want to wait at the terminal, or would you rather not wait at the terminal? So it's just a personal preference, but this is the line of everybody waiting to try and get into the terminal. We're still trying to park our car.
Yeah, that's the whole ship. If you think about it, they still have not opened up security yet. So that's literally the whole ship waiting in line.
Right, and there is still a mixture of people that had gotten off the ship from the cruise the week prior that are waiting to be picked up by an Uber. And some, like you saw in the video, some passengers chose to walk out further down the road to have their Uber driver pick them up there because they didn't want them to get stuck in this traffic of people coming and going.
Yeah, but it's there's a lot of people waiting to get on this ship.
Yeah, but I have to tell you, it's Royal Caribbean, and once they opened up the terminal for people to come in, they got everyone through security very quickly. And then as long as you do all of your check-in online before you head to the terminal, it's really smooth sailing. They, just scan your phone, they look at your passport, and within, 5 to 10 minutes, you're on the ship. So don't fret over that you're going to be waiting for a long time. Royal Caribbean is very efficient in getting people on and off the ships. More efficient than I think other cruise lines that we've sailed in the past. So you shouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, but they are extremely efficient. Once we got through security, I think was the longest line. And after that, it was just smooth sailing, check in, go up and get your picture taken, or if you had taken one online, they just check that, and if you didn't like it, they would take it for you. But it's just don't stress on something you have no control over, in my opinion, on this whole thing. We have no control over traffic, we have no control over the ship is late, and we just had to smile, we were laughing, and we just go from there. What a great parking spot we got though.
We did. We got a really great parking spot just down from the ship, so we just walked across the street, and then once we did that, we got into line, and we are Diamond Plus, so we do get early check-in. So here we are going through, and within 5 minutes we are through security, checked in, and now here we are. So our cruise is over now. Okay.
2 seconds later, we're leaving.
This was, it was a great week. So then when you get off, you come out, you go to your car, and everything is on the app. So as long as you load everything on the day that you're leaving your cruise into the app, as far as your payment process and your license plate, as soon as you get up to the terminal here, you just go up, it'll scan your license plate, it'll scan that you've, paid for your stay, and the gate goes up, and then you have to pull up close enough, the gate goes up, and then you're on your way. And I have to say, when we left, we didn't hit the traffic that we hit on our way in. And even people coming in, you can see there's not a whole line of traffic coming in. So I think it just happened to be the particular day that we were sailing that there was some glitches.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will have more videos for you soon.
Enjoy your cruise out of Bayonne, New Jersey.
Cat and Mike, the ship set sail on a journey that'll never fail. With the